Your labs say you're fine, but your body says otherwise. If you've ever left a doctor's office more confused than when you walked in, labs are normal, symptoms dismissed, no answers, this video is going to connect some dots. Because confusing labs are often one of the clearest signs of hypothalamic dysregulation. Not organ failure, not mystery illness, upstream miscommunication. Here's what most people are never told. Labs measure levels. They do not measure coordination. Your hormones, thyroid, cortisol, and insulin don't operate in isolation. They operate in a coordinated loop controlled by the hypothalamus. When the hypothalamus is dysregulated, individual lab values can look fine, while the actual timing, conversion, and receptor site response are all off. Your doctor isn't wrong that the number looks normal, but a normal number in a dysregulated system tells a misleading story. Let me show you what I mean with 4 patterns I see constantly. Here's the first lab pattern, and it's the one that scares women the most. You test your FSH, it's high. Your doctor says you're perimenopause or early menopause. 3 months later, you test again, it's lower. Now they're confused. FSH fluctuates in perimenopause are not sign of ovarian collapse. They're a sign that the hypothalamus is working harder to maintain signaling. 1 month, the communication is weaker, so the FSH cranks up. The next month, it compensates and settles. That variability is dysregulation, not decline. Your TSH looks normal. Maybe even your T4 is fine, but you're exhausted. Your hair is thinning, you're gaining weight, you're cold all the time, your brain is foggy. What's often happening is thyroid conversion is impaired. You're making T4, but your body isn't efficiently converting it into active T3, or worse, it's converting it into reverse T3, which blocks the active form. Thyroid panels don't measure conversion, they measure output. So your labs may look normal while your cells are starving for thyroid hormone. A single morning cortisol test comes back within normal ranges, but cortisol is supposed to follow a rhythm, high in the morning, declining throughout the day, very low at night. If cortisol is peaking at night instead of in the morning, a single point test will miss it entirely. And that mistiming explains why you're foggy at 7 a.m., crashing at 3, and wired at 10. This level may be normal, the timing is not, and timing is controlled by the hypothalamus. Your blood sugar looks fine, maybe even your A1C, but insulin is creeping up, your body's producing more and more insulin to keep glucose in range. This is early insulin resistance, and by the time glucose rises on the labs, the metabolic dysfunction has been building for years. The hypothalamus regulates glucose metabolism and insulin sensitivity. When it's dysregulated, insulin resistance develops silently. Notice a pattern? Every one of these examples has the same root. In every one of these cases, the individual lab looks normal, but the system coordination is off. FSH timing, thyroid conversion, cortisol rhythm, insulin sensitivity. These aren't 4 separate problems, they're 4 expressions of the same upstream dysregulation. And when we support the hypothalamus, they often improve together, not because we chased each one individually, but because we restored the conductor. This is exactly why I focus on upstream regulation. Genesis Gold was formulated to support hypothalamic communication. The precise amino acid support your hypothalamus uses for signaling, adaptogenic botanicals to calm stress chemistry, nutrient-dense greens to support thyroid and gonad function, and consistent daily input to stabilize the neuroimmune endocrine axis. When coordination improves, labs often follow. Not because we chased the numbers, but because we restored communication. I'll link Genesis Gold in the description below. When labs confuse providers, it's often because the real issue is upstream. Your body isn't collapsing, it's compensating. And with the right support, compensation can become balance again. I'll see you in the next video.